Good afternoon, parents. This is Michael Fesenmaier, principal at New Berlin West. I'm pleased to be able to bring to you the information update for the month of October from New Berlin West Middle High School. First, I'd like to share with you some information we shared at our open house, but may not have connected with everyone, is our new logo that's aligned to the work that we do in our school. And we have 4 bars. The 4 blue bars on the right-hand side signify the 4 areas of focus we have in our school and in our school district, those being academics and the preparation of students academically for the work that they do. The other 3 are connection activities, arts, activities, and athletics, and those different areas that students can make connections within our school and within our school community and identify with opportunities and achieve success throughout our school. So those are some of those rounded areas where we look for student experience and engagement within our school system. Next, we're talking about really in all of our work what success looks like for every student, and we know that that's different for each student. We also know that it doesn't come easily for everyone and that there's a whole lot of work that is involved to get there. So you see that little picture on the right that identifies what people think it looks like and then what it really looks like, and we know that there are ups and downs and challenges on that road to success. Our belief is that every one of our students can meet those challenges and be successful. In order to do that, it's not something that we can be passive about. It's something that we need to be active in. It doesn't come to you, you need to go after it. So we're working to engage our students as partners in that work to be successful. One of the areas that we're using this year to support students more effectively is flex time. It's going to be a growing process for us throughout the school year, so we understand that we're not where we want to be ultimately, but we're moving in that direction. The picture of flex time, as you can see, is really about support or enrichment from a teacher. What can we do to help students be successful? A chance for students to work with each other in study groups and review activities and those different things that they might have. Club meetings, we have identified those on the first and third Monday of the month. Or get support in different areas, whether it be scholarship applications, college applications, ACT prep, or as part of their academic and career plan. Meeting with college reps, volunteering as tutors, get tutoring assistance. A lot of different opportunities do exist, and more will continue to grow during that flex time. First of all, during flex time, we have really 2 groups. One is about a more open concept, more open opportunity for students who are successfully completing their coursework. And if those students, if they're getting A's, B's, and C's in class, are going to have this independence and the choice in their flex time, where they can look at collaboration opportunities, work time, they can make connections with teachers that they need to, or access different areas of our buildings that might have other opportunities and experiences for them. For those students, especially as it relates to high school, we have a little bit more structure in the middle school, but especially as it relates to high school, it's true flexible time and flexible locations for students to access if they're being successful. Then we have another area that really is going to be about support, structure, reteaching, and those for any students who are getting lower than a C in class are going to be assigned to that teacher or that department area for additional support during flex time as we move into the end of the first quarter and into second quarter. Here's an area where instructors will be reteaching concepts as necessary to support the learning. They'll help guide students, they'll help support students in the day-to-day coursework that they need. This is a case where students would need to be in attendance, and they would still be assigned until their grade reaches a C or above, which is really what our goal is for all of our students. Instructors throughout this time will work to communicate with parents about progress and work with you to be a partner in the learning for their children. Really, the goal is for all of our students to be successful, and for those that need that additional support, this time is essential for them. Also, for our high school students especially, you'll see some flexible places where students can eat and do their work throughout the building. And it's a change from what previous years were, where everybody sat in the lunchroom, which you see a picture of in the upper right. Down in the lower right, you'll see some students outside of our learning commons getting their lunch, and they can eat in the learning commons. Other people in the upper left outside of our field house in the commons area out there, and then some other students in the lower left who are near our front entrance. All different places where they have access to be able to sit, eat lunch, do your flex time work, work in groups or work collaboratively, talk with your friends, those types of things during that lunch hour, but not as tightly packed into one area as we may have had before with just the cafeteria. So trying to offer different experiences and different opportunities, different environments for our students during this time. Ultimately, our goal is to help our teachers do the work that is necessary to support our students reach success, and that connected activity with teachers and students. We could add parent in there as the other partner in that work because we know that you are. But really then time becomes that variable that we need in order for all students to reach success. And that's why flex time looks different for different students and will look different for different students depending on their performance and where they're at. In the big picture, we're trying to get people to move from fishbowl to fishbowl, from small to big. As we look at their secondary school experience, we look at this as a smaller fishbowl. We've got supports in place to help students get to what that next experience might look like post-secondary, and we want to align the work that they're doing in their secondary schooling to be able to match the skills that are going to be needed to be successful post-secondarily. The latter being the support system that we have for students to help bridge that gap between that small fishbowl and the larger one to the right. We've been doing some work and we send communications to staff on a pretty regular basis. This information was something that was sent out this past week as we talked about where students are at, where people are at, and how sometimes talents aren't recognized in the here and now, but they absolutely will be as we move into the future. Some of our students' talents can easily be seen right now and they're on that path to success. Other students may not have mapped that path out so clearly for themselves yet. And when you look at Albert Einstein and the work he did, some of his best work wasn't recognized until very late in his life, and we didn't recognize the value and the impact that he had. Some of that's the same for our students, where we just need to understand the potential that they have and the work that they're going to do, no matter how successful or challenged they are right now, that we know this isn't the end. This is a path. This is a process in order for them to be successful here, to also be successful beyond our school system. So it's the work that we do in keeping that connection with our students and where they will go. The last thing, and I appreciate you staying with me this far, if you have, is to share our school goals. Really one tied to academics, you'll see that in the first goal. One tied to more social behaviors and self-confidence in the second goal, and the third one connected to our academic career plan and making learning relevant for our students. When you look at the three of those, a lot of things fit into them. The first one's pretty clear. It's an academic goal, falls into the academic performance of students. The second one really is about the heart a little bit more in the relation to self-confidence and self-concept. We want students to be able to have that self-confidence and carry themselves with that self-confidence, and then model self-management and social behavior. So we look at attendance, we look at behavioral referrals as measures of that data, but that expectation for students on how they manage themselves in the work that they do and in the experience that they have in our schools. And the last one is we're asking people to create that learning relevance that connects classroom into real life. And while sometimes people may not make that connection, especially some of our students may not make that connection, we're trying to make a conscious effort as a staff to create that connection for them. Ultimately, our goal is to be awesome. It is to make that connection and help every student be successful. If you have a few moments, click on that link, watch that YouTube video of Kid President talking about the partnership and the necessary connection to be awesome. And with that, I would like to thank you, first of all, for listening, but most of all for partnering with your school and your school community to help support our students to be successful and make that connection to what we need to do for them to be able to be successful not only within our school, but beyond. Have a great day.